The mother of an autistic girl who took her own life after an interview with police over an allegation that she had been raped says she holds Merseyside police accountable for their failures to investigate her complaints. 12-year-old autistic Semina Halliwell said she was raped by a boy from her school and that he had groomed her over Snapchat into secretly meeting him. Rachel Halliwell, Semina's mum, contacted police after Semina went through a severe incident of self-harm and told her what had happened. However, Rachel and another family member who were present during her interview said that Merseyside police made Semina feel like she was inconveniencing them, and that even now no charges have been brought against the alleged perpetrator, who was named by Semina. Both Rachel and her sister Clare, Semina's aunt, have said that the lead detective sat there and started talking about all the forms he'd have to fill in if she made the complaint and how long it would take him to fill those forms in. The detective said to Semina that, basically it's your word against his, and do you really want this hanging over your head for 18 months? Because it wouldn't go to court for 18 months to 2 years. The family say that Merseyside police did not inform Semina's school of the reported rape, despite assurances to the family that safeguarding would be in place. This meant she was forced to stay at home, as she was not protected from coming into contact with the alleged perpetrator. Rachel says that after the interview, the family were targeted both online and offline, including witness intimidation and several violent assaults that she believes were committed by friends of the alleged boy, and says that Merseyside police failed to fully investigate. There was said to have been threats made suggesting that anyone going to the police will get their heads kicked in. Following the incident, Semina was beaten up 3 times, which were videoed, and her sibling was beaten up in school. Rachel said even though there were videos of Semina being beaten up on social media, the police did nothing about it. The officer, the detective, said, well, things have quietened down now, so if I go round it might kick off all over again. 3 months after the initial complaint was made, during another interview in the family's living room regarding the rape and harassment, Semina said, I've had enough of this, got up and went upstairs. Rachel said, I thought she had just had enough of the police being here, the police doing nothing. However, Semina hadn't just had enough of the police being there. Poor girl had had enough of everything. She'd gone to take the medication, which would eventually go on to kill her, consuming well above the lethal dose of a toxic drug that's used to treat a chronic condition. After the police had left the home, the family discovered the empty medicine packets, and Semina was rushed to hospital in an ambulance. Over the next few days, she was placed in an induced coma and suffered multiple organ failures before her body eventually gave up and she died. It was horrific to watch my daughter pass away, said Rachel. It was terrible what she went through. 3 heart attacks, operations. They were going to amputate her legs, amputate her fingers. The day after Semina's funeral, somebody allegedly put on Snapchat from a fake account £10,000 for somebody to video and trash Semina's grave. And 2 weeks later, it was trashed. And even though videos of the attacks Semina suffered were posted online, her family say Merseyside police consistently failed to properly investigate this harassment, just as the force failed to properly investigate Semina's allegation of rape. The police did say if she had been murdered, then it would have been different, because they could have triangulated the signals to the phone to prove that they were near people they suspected of doing it. But they couldn't do that because it wasn't a serious crime, said Semina's aunt Clare. The police failings are absolutely disgusting, said Rachel, who blamed the perpetrator, his family, Merseyside police and social services. Everyone who is paid to safeguard her let her down. Not one of them told her she was worth their time. We've been robbed of a massive piece of our family, and for the last 9.5 months we've been robbed of the ability to grieve that loss, said Clare. A coroner's inquest is planned to take place, but the when is as yet unknown. A spokesperson for Merseyside police said it was not appropriate for the force to comment on any of the substantive issues raised at this time, as we would not wish to prejudice the coronial investigation. However, we have and are cooperating fully with the coroner in this matter. Of course, without wanting to pass up the use of a devastating situation to push their agenda, a spokesperson for the Home Office said, "This is a heartbreaking case and our thoughts are with Semina's family and loved ones. No woman or girl should live in fear of violence or sexual abuse, and victims should never be denied the justice they deserve. Yeah. No one should live in fear of violence or sexual abuse, whether you have XX or XY chromosomes. They added, this is why we are committed to ensuring more perpetrators face the full force of the law and overhauling our response to rape, including increased funding for victim support services. It is important that the coroner is given the space to reach their conclusions, and it would be inappropriate to comment further at this stage. What an absolutely heartbreaking story. Big thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.